Hello everybody, this is Havin for episode number 2 of Kerbal Space Program. If you watched the last episode, you know that we trying to build Kethane refinery on Minmus. We tried to launch, but it did not go over so well. Okay, we had some problems that we are going to address today. So we got our launcher for the Succomost, which is our mining rover. It will take shortly to load, and it does. Alright, so one thing I noticed while watching a launch again, you know, for post-production, was that once I detach this half, it is not going to stand up to dock with this one, it is going to drop to ground. So we're going to throw some wheels on it super quick, okay? So please stand there silently while I attach some wheels. Right, we decided to go up a little bit. Probably need symmetry, but not 3 symmetry. Oh, that's right. We figured out we cannot do symmetry on this rocket. So that's what I want. Alright, so we put a couple of wheels. That's not right. Alright, so now we got 4 wheels on the rocket car. Now we need to address issue with not being able to turn. So this is a real simple thing to do. We're just going to throw some aces on this rocket, because it isn't full-size rock. First thing is first, we need a fuel tank. We're going to use the large fuel tank because it is a large rocket. Probably don't need that much RCS fuel, but that is okay. So go ahead and we'll make a couple of rings. Let's see if that is good enough to make turn with. Now. Turn power. Now we want to give more power for make launch, so that is going to be a real quick thing. We've got already 7 mainsail engines powering. Let's make from nice 5 cage to nice diamond launcher. So it's going to add one more. One more stage, that is all. And that will make it into a nice kind of launcher, maybe. If we can get it to attach. This craft, everything is all kind of screwy, so let's go ahead and get rid of symmetry and just attach. Alright, does not want to attach. Okay, there we go. Much better. So now we've got nice. What do we want to make this look? Nice diamond launcher. Okay, so got new stage. We are going to have to move all the rocket parts down. So we're going to have to find first stage of all the rocket, which is right next to. Oh no, it's not. It's right next to it. It's very convenient. So tie fuel together. And we should be good to go, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to... You know what, we should do one thing first. We should make sure our part groups did not split apart when I put this RCS tank on. So let's go to action group really quickly. We're just very quickly going to click everything, make sure nothing needs to be re-added to part group. Because that is the most common thing to break, you know, when you are building ship, it is your part group. Do not realize it until you are at the very end of deployment, you know, because we will not deploy a rig until mining rig and solar panel till we are landed, and that will be a while down the road. And if they do not work, then we can still, you know, we can still run parts manually, but this is going to be very annoying, especially since there are so many solar panels, there are so many drilling divers. So this is a really handy thing to do for maintenance, you know. 20 minutes of doing this will save you, like, you know, 5 minutes of doing something else. Alright, and that is good Kerbal science. So, alright, we got this, we're going to save it. I think we are okay. Let's go ahead and throw a couple more struts onto these new rockets we put on. Might not necessarily need to, because they're not going to be on the rocket very long. They're going to burn out very fast. Very kind of ridiculously fast. I'm just going to strap them to the sides of that one. We'll go ahead, hit launch button, and see what happens. I have high hopes for this rover if we can get it to Minmus. I really do not want to have to refuel it in orbit, because that will add lots of time to our mission, you know. You'll have to watch me dock for like half hour. And, you know, I don't mind being watched dock for half hour. I would rather be watched launch for half hour, launch land on Minmus for half hour, but, you know, it is a cruel world. So, we hit the target button, with the throttle about that much. And explode. Okay, we need more throttle. So far so good. Nothing is falling off, spinning wildly out of control. Nobody is dead. Bob had a rough time last time. Was it Bill? Bob or was it Bill? I thought Bill was in Blaster Rockets. That, well, you know what? Bob is still, or Bill is still out there. I never pulled him in from the water. So it was Bill. He's enjoying Sea Cruise, mainly because we've forgotten about him. Okay, first stage is off, and that got us up almost 2,000 meters higher than we were launching from just this setup. So that's a good gain. But now we are spinning slightly. I wonder if that is going to turn into a problem later on. So we jumped right to the action today. I probably maybe should have talked more, you know, get to know you, warm you up and say, hey, how's weather? How are you doing? How are kids and wife and dogs and cats and fish? You know, maybe you wanted to feel like I care about you. But we just went right to launch, we went to action. So there will be people that will be mad at me, and I'm prepared for angry emails like I got from last video. But that is fine, because I am, you know, strong caricature, alright? Okay, Bob is freaking out over there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but he is freaking out. So, just FYI. We're making very good launch. We are almost at 200 meters per second at 10,000 meters. So we will wait for this stage to eject before we take our gravity turn. And the reason for that is you do not want to stage when these markers are not lined up. Okay, right now prograde is right where we are heading. We drop rockets, they drop straight down, but if we had moved into the right, to the 90 degrees, before we drop them, see how that prograde marker takes a minute to catch up? Because of so much speed we are making? Well, if it is not pointed exactly at your heading, when you let go of engine, because they will fall backwards towards their, you know, towards where their momentum is not facing. So, if that part is, you know, straight up, and, you know, your engine's right between straight up and straight down, then your engine will just fall into craft and possibly damage it. So we got to wait, we got to make sure we separate at right time, we turn at right time. Now we could probably release engine if we want. It is not quite lined up, but it is close enough for government work. Alright. Let's take a look at the map and see what we've got going on. Epoepsis is now almost 28,000 meters. Could be going a little higher maybe. Hopefully we will get high up enough before we have to switch to this last engine that I didn't think about the deorbiting. Alright, so we're probably going to have some space trash after this. Hopefully we can use it for orbital correction and not use it to get anywhere. Alright, second to last set of booster rocket deploy. We're not quite high enough to where I want to be. Give it a little more gas. The hope was that the other rockets would get us, you know, high enough, and then this rocket would get us to orbit. But right now this rocket is going to be getting us high enough. So might not help us very much with orbit. We're not climbing very fast anymore. This is not very good at all. We may need another booster set. But we'll go ahead and roll with it. We should now be able to get into orbit, and we can always refuel this engine if we need to be. So this craft by all measure can get where it is supposed to go. It is just not going to be as easy as I had originally hoped. Once this gets to about 54,000 meters, we will begin leveling off and look for orbit. We still have plenty of fuel. We have unused rocket engine and tank. So we are still go for flight, no reason to abort at this time. The Epoepsis is climbing and our time to apoapsis. This is climbing more importantly. We are getting out of atmosphere, so things should get a lot easier from here. But we're going to lose this engine very soon. Way sooner than we want. So here we will turn towards horizon now, like I said. Don't even know if we'll make it there before that engine burn out. So go ahead and we will throttle down, detach, engage last engine. Okay. We're having trouble turning like we were before, so we turn our CS on. Okay, but it is really not helping. It is not helping at all. So I guess we do not have enough RCS. Oh, okay, it's working. It's just taking a minute. Alright, we are in a very dangerous place right now. It is very likely we might not make orbit. In fact, it is almost certain we will not make orbit. It is better at this point to abort. So here we go. Just like last time, we decouple nodes. Let's get the heck away from them. Alright. So, last time we reverse orbit to try and land closer to KSC. But this time, I fear that it is not a good idea because we almost didn't land. See, there's Bill right there. You know what, I wonder if we can land at where Bill is. Let's start to land next to Bill, okay? It'll be a fun project. So let's go ahead and engage warp engine. I'm just kidding, it's not warp engine. Okay, it's doing the same thing as last one where it wants to spin around like crazy. Alright, so let's try and hit Bill. That might be close enough right there, because as we come down, the atmosphere is going to drag a little bit. It's going to pull us closer. Oh no, shoot, not even close enough. We are still heading these directions. That is my bad. We did not reverse our orbit, so... Okay, we also need to burn a little bit closer to north. It is close enough to north. High up are we? We're still pretty low. Okay, so going to see if we can make them talk to each other. We do not need to go up. We just want to go over. We're going to miss him by about a mile now. We need to turn a little bit south. Do correction burn. Maybe that was not south. Alright. It's going to burn, so we'll line up good. Alright, and we are heading straight for him now. We're going to overshoot him a little bit, so let's go ahead and turn around so we can stop this craft a little bit. But we have not hit hardest part of atmosphere yet. It looks like we are getting into it now because craft does not really want to turn anymore. Let's see if we can use momentum now to get us where we want to go. Okay, this craft does not want to control anymore. We're at least falling faster, we are not. Yeah, this thing is very unwieldy in high atmosphere, high speed. We cannot control, so we cannot get ourselves very far. We also cannot slow down craft. This is not good at all. Bob is probably going to die. Okay, if you've gotten attached to Bob, that was a very bad move on your part. Okay. Okay, that was really a very bad maneuver. Where is magic torque when you need it? Trying to leverage engine now. Okay, a little bit more control. There we go. Alright, we are now moving upwards. We want to move. Ah! Okay, we could not get them very close. Come on, get up there. We did not have this problem with other rockets. Are we out of fuel? Oh, we're out of fuel. Well, you know what, I think it is because of this fuel tank that it is too heavy. Let's keep it up there, it cannot. Alright, so Robert Kerbal, he died this day. Joined the rank of Jebediah, who died in an earlier mission. I think he might be okay if we can keep him from falling head down. But that does not look like it is a good possibility, because pendulum swings and... Alright, so at 10:40 mission elapsed time, Bob Kerbal was killed, so hope you did not like him too much. Alright, so back to the drawing board. What did we do wrong? That is the question. We could not turn when we got to space. We could not get into space far enough. So, what do we need here? Let's put on some more of these. Let's go all around. All out around the center band. Alright. So now that that is done, we need maybe a little bit more power to get us to space. So what do we do about that? Let us... You know what, let's just go crazy with some... So we want to do, once we get down to this stage, we start using maybe some solid rock booster. Use the little ones because we're pressed for space if we want to use this many. We'll just throw them there. Okay, so they will come on before this engine. So we want to put them in stage here. So we'll detach all that. We will engage engine when these come on. These will detach. Up here, do we want, let's see, do we want that center engine to come on at the same time? You know, I think we do because we want it for gyro. And we can always control its throttle as we need to, so. Alright, we've got different launch model, we got more RCS, let's go ahead and save it and launch again. Now notice we do not change the version number because we do not have a stable version yet. As soon as I have a version that'll do basically what I want to do, even if it is hard, like if that one got to orbit but it was not the best, we will keep it as Mark 1 and we will make Mark 2 for better one for second rover, if we do second rover. Alright, so let's go ahead and we will launch again, we will hit target computer, throttle up, and launch. Let's get our map view already set up. So far it looks like successful launch, you know, you look at this and you see what is going to happen, and you think everything is as it should be, you know, everything is burning straight up, we're getting good speeds, the ground is disappearing, which is exactly what you want for space travel. Look at it go. That was too early, or maybe my staging was wrong. If I had to guess, I would say staging was wrong. Guess something weird is going on, so let's go ahead and abort this mission. Decouple these nodes. Turn RCS on, try to get upwards. Alright, we need to get rid of these solid rocket booster because they're not helping me now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stage them out. Alright. Alright, they collided with the rocket part. Genvin, I'm afraid you are dead. Because there's really nothing to save you. You are falling faster than the rocket part that you eject. What is it about this? It wants to put it up. Okay, let's see if we can get him pointed upwards and locked in. Not really quite. Alright, Genvin is now dead. So he joins the rank of space heroes. Like everybody else we have killed today. Alright, so let's go back to tracking station. Figure out what went wrong. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I did not want tracking station. Why do we still have... Oh, yes. Alright. We have this launcher still out. This is Bill from first mission. That was almost successful. And he is still in there. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring him home. Because he will fly next flight. Okay, a lot of people have died today. Bill has... He has shown ability to not die. Okay, one stipulation that he has made in agreeing to fly next flight is that we put parachute on command capsule, which will actually make it very easy for him to live. So let's do that for him, okay? We like him, he's a good guy, he has survived one mission. Still there are no guarantee. Here we go. So now we have 3 radial parachute, he should live no matter what happens, alright. So now what did we do wrong? Our staging was all kind of weird. Except it looks right to me. I do not know why staging was bizarre, so let's just save and launch. Now that we know Bill will probably not die, we should be okay. Our target computer is on. No, it's not. There it is. Okay, throttle up. Accelerate. I do not honestly know what went wrong last time. Take apart the fuel lines because something is not right. They are burned out now. So we eject them. Next set of it should be this one. That's not the one that is dead. That is the longest one. Oh no, maybe we'll have to have a little bit. Okay, maybe we'll. Oh no, we're not. Okay. So that whole thing about Bill not dying, that did not work out. Alright, so we have to go back to the vehicle assembly building, find out where our staging went apart. Because something is definitely not right with our staging. So, we got all our engines starting. First one to decouple should be this one, and it is. So why? Okay, it's the right one, but it's not the one that's burning out. So let's go ahead and... You know what, I think maybe it is a problem with this fuel line here. So let's go ahead and redo it real quick. Then we should have good fuel line. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try launch again with new pilot and hope for the best. Right, because that's all we really can do. And we're going to pay attention to fuel flow as it is happening. So if we need to abort mission we can do that without killing this pilot. It is now Nuzor Kerman. They ran out of original names, so now it's just New Guy. Nuzor. I guess Kerban, Zor is Kerban for guy. Alright, let's try this one last time. Okay, fuel is burning down appropriately now, looks like. Those end tanks are burning out. Everything else is fine. Alright, I've got high hopes now. I just wish Bill could have been here to see this. Okay, they're not burning evenly. Oh, son of a gun, you know what I bet I did? I bet I did not have symmetry on my fixed fuel line. Alright, so we need to now... Oh, that is not what I want to do. Son of a gun. Alright. Okay, he did not die though. I was thinking, I better line him up properly so that they spread off at angle that isn't going to kill this guy. Turn off aces so he can fall gently on his back. Alright. We will have one more launch. We'll see how it goes. We went from almost getting to orbit. Oh, look at those parts bounce back up. We went from almost getting to orbit to now not even able to leave 10,000 meters worth of Kerbal. Alright, he's as good as landed, we can all agree. There's a pile of parts there that I kinda want to see. So let's go very quickly. Wish I could maneuver him a little bit better. It's just a lot of meters away. Don't know if I want to have him run that far. I'm just curious to see this graveyard of parts that actually survive. Because I did not expect it would be that many, if even any at all. It is interesting to see how physics works. So one of them just blew up. It is interesting to see how this physics will work because they're still blowing up. Because some things will live, some things will die. This is true in real life too, as well as simulator. You know, you get people, they fall out of planes. You know, their chute does not open, and they still survive somehow. And it is a miracle, you know. But it is, you know, just weird how that would work. Because you think, fall from sky, you are going to die. You know, fall from sky, your parts are going to blow up. But it does not always happen that way. In fact, quite often it happens not that way. You know, you look on YouTube for, you know, skydive survive, and they're everywhere. Okay, it actually looks roughly rover shaped too. That's fun part. Because you see, you've got the two wheels there. Looks like you've got two wheels on the other side. Oh, there's another wheel there. That is the rover. This is definitely the rover. Obviously not drivable. But it is a nice pile of junk right there. Let's see, just out of... Okay, I can't turn the camera that much. Isn't there a way I can... Oh, there we go. No, that's not it. There was a way that I have done where you can see in front of the Kerbal, but that is not important right now. Right now we are running towards Junkyard to play around in our mess. So it looks like one of the wheels popped, but I think only one of them. So these are pretty good wheels. They will do well. Oh, there's another wheel over there that popped, and another one there. But several of the wheels survive. Let's go here to repair. Alright. Good as new. Good as new. Alright, enough of these screwing around. Although I'm really impressed at the structure remaining intact. What is that? Oh, is that a strut? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just buried in terrain. I don't know what it is, but... Alright, so let's go ahead and get him back in cockpit for another flight. I keep going to tracking station when I want vehicle assembly. We will fix this fuel problem twice and for all. So where were we? Okay, we got... Is it this side? Okay, this side is no fuel line at all because I took it off. Alright, so... Switch there, I'm going there. That did not work. So we just do it quickly. Alright, that side is good. Double check other side, make sure it is still good. Alright, V7 will launch. this will be the last launch of episode, regardless of whether it is successful or not, but hopefully for our sake it will be successful, because otherwise we have really made no progress this channel, this episode. And it would be very disappointing to watch, I think, for you to watch Havin and see Havin basically do nothing. Okay, this time appears to be working good. We have good symmetry. This time I believe it is going to work. Okay, I've got high faith in it. Because we've got news of Kerbal still. He did not die last time. So he is as good as Bill at having not died. Okay, so far so good. Let's just breathe a sigh of relief right there. I'm so impressed with this rover I built, but I am worried that I will never be able to see it land in space. That's another separation. Good. We're getting now almost to exciting part of launch, where we will be at space. And we will see for once and for all whether or not we will make it a successful mission. Get our resources used down. Look at this thing go, huh? You cannot ride this fast. Alright, right after this next separation. We will turn, assuming we are still alive. Alright, so now we are turned to 90 degrees, turning kind of fast, don't really like that, and lock it in at 90 degrees now. Alright, so far so very good. Curious as to how these will work out. They worked fine in atmosphere as we saw last launch before last maybe. So I think they will do well in space to help fill out our orbit. Wonder if these are better in vacuum or in atmosphere. I'm wondering if these are opposite of regular rocket, if they are better in atmosphere, and then it might be more beneficial to burn them now than later. But we'll deal with that if this launch fails or if we need another rover to put into space. And looking at Suckmost, it looks like kind of like Spider. It's got 8 legs. We will rename it when we get to Minmus. If we get to Minmus. Alright, second to last separation. How is our apoapsis? It is horrible. So let's just go ahead. Put on these, not that one. Let's burn these separators. Alright, so far so not very good. Okay, turn our CS on, it isn't making us spin wildly out of control. Okay, so this launch mission is failure. We are out of control. We've passed our apoapsis. This was a bad idea to put these on rocket. Okay, I don't know whose idea it was, but it was a terrible idea. Alright, so detach, detach, detach. Alright, let's go ahead and couple these. Uncouple, wait for it. Now, so we'll spin off in all direction. Alright. Can we get this thing point up? Can we get decent landing? Nope. Should be a little bit easier to get it go up because of parachutes, right? little bit. It goes straight up. Oh, alright. Snoozer will survive, most likely. We'll see if we cannot do powered landing and make it a little bit better for him. Alright, well, parachute deploy and rocket fall off and die, but he did not, so should be okay. It is close enough to ground. We'll go ahead and end flight. We know he will live. So, go to vehicle assembly building one more time. I said less launch would be less launch, but I want to get there today, okay? So let's go with another launch. And we're going to get rid of all of these, because they were a horrible idea. Not all of those. Okay, now we need to put those back on. Alright, so we need more power to get to space. Let's go ahead and we will add one more stage. Let's put it right there. Does not want to stick, so find a place where it will stick. Stage, we just fuel line it to the other one we had. Make sure that that is where it's not supposed to be. Roll that in there. I think we are good to go again, so hopefully stage did not break this time. We did not use any strats, but I think we'll be okay because of everything else in the rocket. Alright, I promise this will be less launch. So if it is failure, you can never watch me again if that is what you choose. Okay, so now let's see how high we get on this last engine rocket, because that is, it is equivalent of launching at that altitude at that speed. So everything we are now is gravy over less launch, okay? If we get 1,000 feet, that is 1,000 feet higher than we were. If we get 100 meters per second, that is 100 meters per second faster than we were. And that really adds up to how much higher you can get at the end of the launch. This is second stage that we had earlier, so again, everything we get here is gravy over our original craft. Looks like if we get 400,000 or 4,000 meters, oh, maybe not quite, 3,800 and 100 something meters per second, it is that much higher than the original craft, and it is that much better, and all the heights and speeds at the bottom are, you know, more important. They are better than those same altitude and speed at the top. Another stage separation. Now you notice we are getting pretty high. This third stage is not quite where we would want it to be. You know, to make the turn right after, we're going to have to turn probably during it. But we've been having problems with our turns before because our apoapsis straightens out too much. Oh, that is error. We are going to push it a little bit higher, I think. Yeah, let's push it till after this stage separation. We'll keep that the same. It will be very high, but this craft is very unsturdy, so we will want to get as high as possible so we have plenty of time to maneuver between us and the apoapsis. Alright, let's begin now our turn. To 90 degrees, even though as we pass 20,000 meters. We're in very light atmosphere mostly. We're having problem getting to 90 quite. Got it almost. Okay, almost. To 90 degrees. Alright. So we're hanging at 90 degrees now. Apoapsis is still 35 seconds above us. This is pretty good. We'll give it just a little bit more gas so we can accelerate faster, get higher faster. We are almost out of atmosphere now. This is very good. Alright, this is much better flight than every other flight we have done on this Let's Play. I think this is going to be where the money is, okay? Assuming we can turn this craft once we get rid of these engines. For example, Apoapsis is now at 54,000 meters. We will wait until we get a little bit higher to turn downwards. Wait till at the next separation. Alright, so now we turn towards prograde. We won't go all the way down the horizon, we'll just follow prograde marker. More or less. Alright. And hope we can extend this orbit to the stars above. We do not want crazy high orbit because we do not have lots of fuel obviously. So we want to make sure we are stable in flight and see if we have to refuel. But I want to get at least to 80,000 meters, I think. I want to get it to 80,000 meters. Could probably do 70, okay, but I want to have room to maneuver in case I need to dock, and I also want lots of time to straighten out orbit before we fall back into atmosphere. So we cut engines once we hear eerie music. Turn on RCS to help us turn a little bit. Alright, so we're doing pretty good. Alright, we're locked in at horizon. We're heading towards apoapsis. Once we get about 20 seconds out, we will start to burn. And hopefully circularize orbit. Looks like we will have to use our transfer engine to orbit, circularize orbit. Alright. Oh, we waited a little bit too long, but that is alright. We're going to burn Hardy for at least 20 seconds. Give as much gas as we can. We want to get this thrust as fast as possible before we start to fall, which we are doing now. I do not care at this point if engine blows up, it is almost out of fuel. So we get rid of it. Okay, all of a sudden we cannot keep our heading. Manually correcting now. With RCS. It is very important, we gain a lot of speed very fast right now. Okay, we have weight issues. This is why the craft cannot stay and burn straight ahead. We are falling now back into atmosphere. This is what I was worried about. We need to figure out just how fast we can burn here without the craft getting all angry, and it is not very fast at all. Alright, this is kind of a big problem because we're all going to fall right back into atmosphere. This is a problem with weight distribution of craft, because this side is heavier than this side. Which means we're going to have to probably go back into web and add some weight to this side and get our center of mass right here, our center of lift and thrust right in there. It is unfortunate that we are so close to orbit. I mean, look at this. We are going very fast. We are very close to orbit at 60,000 meters, but we are not close enough that we can get to it before we hit the atmosphere again. So this is problem maybe with double-sided rover. But we will fix it. We'll fix it next episode. You'll be very proud of Havin. You'll be very proud of yourself for hanging in there and trusting me. Maybe we can finagle this orbit. We can burn all this fuel if we need to, as long as we can stay into space. Let's go ahead and burn upwards a little bit. Okay, now we are not able to keep. Okay, we are too far in the atmosphere, I think. This craft does not want to turn very well. And oh, we are so close, it is not even funny. But you know, it is not going to fly straight anyway, so we wonder, is it worth it? But if we can just get this thing into orbit, I'm telling you, it will be very satisfying today, because we can do all kinds of things if we can just get it into orbit, you know what I mean? If we can just keep it from falling back to the Kerbal. We're almost out of every kind of fuel imaginable. We just need to get around this corner. We get around this corner, we get back up. We may very well be able to save this rover, because I'm thinking, okay, if we can get into orbit, I will detach this. I will detach this part of the rover. I will move this guy into here. I will send up a launcher, a tug, to attach to one of these docker clamp and take it to Minmus from there. And we will forget about this half of the rockets, or maybe not, maybe I send up a second tug and we'll launch both of them up there, but we have to get them up there. And we have to get them up there ASAP, like the Fables. But I don't know if we have enough, because not only do we have to have enough fuel to get the orbit up this high, we have to have enough fuel to circularize once we get to this point. So we are climbing again. Alright, we are climbing again. I'm going to throttle down just a little bit. See how fast this is dropping, and it is very fast. So we are still heading upwards. I might be able to do it just with monopropellant. I wonder if I turn that off, if it will still fly straight. Note 37.3. And we're going to decelerate. We're going to use less acceleration as long as this number is not dropping too fast. Because we want to burn as little fuel as possible. So we have fuel when we get here, we can push this back out. But it looks like we are going to make space again. I'm very confident in this. Whether or not we'll be able to stay in space is as yet unknown. Luzar is not very confident in me or himself. This is a sign of weakness. Okay, we are once again climbing on this side. Okay, engine is off. We are still climbing. Not very well though. 46, we have a long way to go. Let's give it a little more gas. Okay, even if giving just a little bit of gas, we are still rising on this end. So I'm feeling very good about this. Just need to get it. Once we get it past 54,000 meters, we are home free. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut engines because we want to bring down our apoapsis a little bit. We really do, because we don't want to, when we dock with this thing, we do not want to be going way high up on one end and way down low on another. So let's let it fall as much as we can, and we'll try and circularize it at that altitude. We're good to go. We'll go ahead and hit time warp a little bit. Alright, once we are up to 70, we can engage real time warp instead of this physical time warp. And we can go all the way out to here. Okay, we are getting creepy space music again. Once we are just a minute or so out, we will look at trying to turn the craft towards prograde. And we will fix this orbit. Try and get 161, well, maybe 100, 160. Let's see what we can do. That's right, I forgot, we cannot burn very fast. But we really don't need to. Just going to give it a little bit of gas. Push up our periapsis to outside atmosphere. Get that up to 70,000 meters. Alright folks, we are in orbit. Okay, we have done it. We have successful rover orbit launch, okay? Well, kind of successful. But you know what I mean. So, next time we will see about salvaging this bad situation and getting this rover refinery to Minmus. Thank you very much for watching and having faith in me. I will see you episode 3, okay?